Welcome to my bold and beautiful Today's Show channel. I hope today fantastic for everyone. Please hit the subscribes button and give this video thumbs up. Daphne's opening, Hope and Steffy's amends, Hope's next chapter. The bold and the beautiful. In the next episode, Hope Logan and Steffy Forrester Finnegan make amends. Meanwhile, Daphne Rose sees an opening to Carter Walton's heart. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the next episode of the CBS soap opera. Hope Logan overheard. Just when Hope was reeling over Liam Spencer's impending death, she made a confession. Hope told Liam she didn't want to spend any more time separated. While encouraging her to reunite with Carter, Liam subtly disappointed her. Hearing those words meant a lot to Carter, but then Hope kept talking. Hope insisted that she was in love with Liam, which seemed to crush and devastate Carter. Find out what transpired on the most recent episode of B&B. The beginning of Daphne Rose. After hearing Hope's words, Carter ran back to the office. Carter grabbed Daphne, and the two went to his place to talk alone. Carter ranted about how he gave up everything for Hope, and she just threw him away. Even though Carter is heartbroken, he does not have all the information. In the meantime, Daphne will tempt Carter to get closer to her. While Carter might get closer to Daphne, Hope won't be too far behind. Hope will be pressured by Liam to meet Carter and make amends at some point. Hope will probably find Carter and Daphne together though. Steffy Forrester Finnegan's amends. The bold and the beautiful reveal that Steffy and Hope will make amends. Steffy will likely talk to Rich Forrester and Eric Forrester about bringing Hope's line back to FC. After all, Steffy and Hope finding peace is really important to Liam. Read this. The bold and the beautiful Steffy's disrespect for Finn leads to marital heartbreak? Hope Logan's next chapter. If Steffy offers Hope's fashion line back, it could raise the eyebrows of Ridge, Eric, and perhaps even Brooke Logan. Steffy might cover and say it's time to set an example for the kids, or the past is in the past. Eric will be all for it, but Ridge and Brooke could get suspicious. However, at some point things are going to get complicated. For one thing, what happens if Hope and Carter drift back together? What if Daphne tries to sabotage harder? Bringing Hope back to the company is one thing, but will things really be any different from before? Did Finn give Luna false hope about a relationship? The bold and the beautiful and updates tease John Finn Finnegan may have unintentionally misled Luna Nozawa. When he first found out she was his daughter, he immediately sought her out, and regretted he wasn't in her life as her father, but then backed off it. Luna is desperate for Finn to be in her life. Luna is determined to have Finn in her life after discovering he's her father. She is willing to go to great lengths, including sneaking into the Cliff house when Steffy Forrester is absent. Initially, Finn seemed open to a relationship with Luna, but now he appears to be distancing himself. It raises the possibility that he may have erroneously misled her. However, once Steffy learned the truth, Finn completely changed his approach. Mixed feelings. Finn experienced a whirlwind of feelings upon discovering that he was Luna's father. A mix of joy, sadness, frustration, and anger washed over him. This revelation presented a chance for him to connect with her on a deeper level. Finn regretted not being there for Luna during her toughest times, believing he could have been a positive influence in her life. After all, who wouldn't want a father like Finn? He is dedicated and loving towards his family, possessing a kind heart. He contrasts with Luna in many ways because Luna's mother, Poppy, deprived her of the opportunity to meet her father as a child. Confusing messages. Finn's feelings for Luna are understandable because when he first told her he was Luna's father, he gave her a warm embrace and she saw her father for the first time. They were at their most tender at that point, but after he talked to Steffy, everything changed dramatically, and she completely forbade him. Steffy informed Luna that Finn would not be a part of her life, leading him to become emotionally withdrawn. Steffy's disrespect for Finn leads to marital heartbreak? According to the spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Steffy Forrester and Finn Finnegan have been given the task of keeping Liam Spencer's death a secret. The Bold and the Beautiful reveal that Steffy Forrester and Finn Finnegan have been tasked with keeping the secret that Liam Spencer is dying. Finn has had no problem keeping his mouth shut, but Steffy is another story. This week she told Hope Logan the truth and Liam was steamed when he found out. We don't blame him. Does Steffy have an ulterior motive? Some fans agree with Steffy's decision to tell Hope, who was horrified but glad to hear the truth. Finn is not of the same mind, however. After telling Hope, Steffy went home and found Luna Nozawa with Finn. She blew a gasket and took control of the situation by ordering Luna to stay away for good. Luna wants a relationship with Finn, but Finn has shooed her way. Still, it's one thing to not want to do something and another thing entirely to be forbidden to do said thing by one's wife. Finn is a proud man and an adult capable of making his own decisions. Is Steffy's overbearing control streak about to cause major tension for Shin? Steffy Forrester went behind John Finnegan's back. Finn was not thrilled that Steffy told Hope, but she did not stand down from her rogue action. Then he had to watch as she took control of his interaction with Luna, in his own home. What are the chances that Finn could be getting a little tired of Steffy's impulse to act first and think later? Steffy, according to some the bold and the beautiful fans, does not treat Finn with the respect he deserves. On top of everything else, she has forbidden him to have anything to do with his bio mom Sheila Carter. Is Finn fed up with Steffy? Jacqueline McInnes Wood is pregnant with her 5th child, and will likely take maternity leave. This means that the show has to come up with a plausible reason for her to be gone from LA for an extended period of time. It seems as if the show could be putting their ducks in a row by having Steffy act with disregard for Finn's feelings, which could cause a rift for Shin. Is Steffy a control freak? Tell us BNB fans, do you think that Steffy will take her controlling nature too far with Finn, causing a rupture in their relationship? The next chapter begins with the sudden illumination of a rarely seen corner of Carter Walton's heart, as Daphne Rose senses her opportunity and steps into the light. Just as old wounds begin to heal between longtime rivals Hope Logan and Steffy Forrester Finnegan in the ever-swirling storm of emotion, betrayal, second chances, and heartbreak that is the bold and the beautiful. The scene is set with quiet, shattering intimacy. Hope, already hollowed by the grief and helplessness of Liam Spencer's terminal diagnosis, reaches out in desperation. The man who once betrayed her, then loved her, then drifted into the shadows of her life, is now fading forever. And in that impending loss, Hope is stripped of pretense. Her plea to Liam to reunite, to suspend the pain and simply be together, drips with longing, but Liam, ever the noble martyr, declines gently. He urges her to find solace in the arms of someone who can give her a future, namely Carter. And it is in this moment, where one door closes, tenderly but with finality, that another swings violently open, because Carter, who overhears just enough to believe in a spark of hope, hears instead the shattering words that extinguish it. Hope is in love with Liam. The weight of that confession hits Carter like a boulder to the chest. He retreats in emotional agony, spiraling into the only arms left open to him, Daphne's. She, who has long watched and waited from the sidelines, now steps forward, offering him not just comfort, but possibility. Back in his office, Carter lashes out, venting his heartbreak to Daphne, how he sacrificed, how he dared to believe, only to be cast aside again. Daphne listens with the patience of someone who knows pain intimately and uses that moment to nudge closer, gently yet strategically planting seeds of attraction, understanding, and perhaps something more dangerous, temptation. They head to Carter's apartment, ostensibly to talk, but the air is thick with charged energy, unresolved longing, and Carter's raw vulnerability, a recipe for decisions that could unravel lives. Meanwhile, Hope, still reeling, will not remain idle for long. Liam, knowing he cannot offer her the kind of future she deserves, nudges her again toward Carter, a gesture that is as heartbreaking as it is selfless. But fate, in typical BNB fashion, rarely allows clean resolutions. Hope is likely to arrive at Carter's apartment to find him and Daphne in an unmistakably intimate moment, and whether it is an embrace, a shared drink, or something far more explosive, the sight will ignite a maelstrom of complex emotions, jealousy, regret, betrayal, and perhaps the long-overdue realization that Carter's heart isn't a toy to be played with while hers flutters indecisively between the men who orbit her world like moths to flame. Simultaneously, another emotional earthquake shakes the Forrester world as Steffy, in a rare moment of humility and perspective perhaps brought on by Liam's condition, or her own rapidly unraveling marriage, extends an olive branch to Hope. Years of rivalry, battles over men, business, and motherhood culminate in this unexpectedly tender détente. The two women find common ground, not because they suddenly agree on everything, but because they understand that for the sake of their children, for Liam's peace, and for their own sanity, the war must end. Steffy raises the possibility of reviving Hope's fashion line at Forrester Creations to Ridge and Eric, in a way that astonishes even her most ardent adversaries. In order to demonstrate maturity and leadership in front of their elders, it is a move that is layered with meaning and consists of an alliance, an apology, and some subtle maneuvering. Eric, with his ever-generous heart, welcomes the idea, seeing it as a sign of healing. Ridge, ever the skeptic, raises an eyebrow while Brooke, equally protective of her daughter, senses that something deeper is stirring beneath Steffy's polished words. Is it truly forgiveness or strategy? Regardless, this offer represents a new beginning for Hope, a chance to reclaim not just her professional identity, but perhaps herself if she can overcome the storm brewing in her heart. Because, as always in the B&B universe, peace is precarious, and every truce masks another battlefield. The reintroduction of Hope into the FC fold, while potentially restorative, carries risks. Daphne, feeling the first flickers of real attention from Carter, may not be willing to fade into the background so easily. Could she plant doubts in Carter's mind, quietly reminding him of Hope's wavering loyalties, or perhaps something more sinister, setting traps, manipulating events, sabotaging Hope's designs or relationships to maintain her hold on Carter? The specter of harder Hope in Carter's ship name may be reborn, but this time Daphne could prove to be a formidable obstacle. And even in the event that Hope is able to win Carter's forgiveness, is she really prepared to move on without Liam? Her heart, like her life, remains suspended between past love and future possibility. Meanwhile, another emotionally volatile arc explodes as John Finnegan's relationship with Luna Nozawa threatens to implode beneath the weight of guilt, resentment, and the suffocating grip of Steffy's control. Finn's initial reaction to learning that he was Luna's father was one of shock, sadness, and cautious joy. He longed to be the father she never had, to repair what time and Poppy's lies had stolen. And Luna, vulnerable and desperate for familial connection, embraced that sliver of hope with everything she had. She clung to it, sneaking into the cliff house like a child left out in the rain, hoping Finn would welcome her back in. First he did. There were promises, shared glances, emotional conversations, but that all vanished the moment Steffy learned the truth. Overnight, the warmth turned cold. Steffy, ever protective, ever territorial, ordered Luna away and laid down the law in the one domain she controls completely, her home. But it's not just about boundaries, it's about power. Finn, cornered and chastised in his own living room, begins to crack under the strain. He complied at first, trying to keep peace, but the resentment simmers just beneath the surface. Steffy is not merely forbidding him from knowing his daughter, she is forbidding him from exercising his own agency. And as her control expands, so does the fissure in their marriage. The irony is stark. Steffy once begged Finn to cut ties with Sheila, his birth mother, yet now she is doing the same thing, cutting him off from another biological tie, another innocent life, simply because it doesn't fit her narrative. Is Finn beginning to see the parallels? Is he beginning to feel the walls closing in? His life dictated by Steffy's ever-tightening grip? Will he be able to reject Luna a second time when she returns battered and rejected? Or will his guilt and paternal instincts override his fear of Steffy's wrath? Add to this combustible mix the secret Steffy and Finn have been guarding: Liam's terminal illness. While Finn remains stoically silent, Steffy caves, revealing the truth to Hope, unable or unwilling to carry the burden any longer. Liam is furious, and rightly so, feeling betrayed by the woman he once loved, while Finn is quietly appalled that Steffy once again acted unilaterally. It's another chink in the armor. Another moment where Steffy chooses action without consultation. And when she returns home to find Luna with Finn again innocently seeking connection, she explodes. She bans Luna outright, declaring herself the gatekeeper of Finn's relationships. But Finn, proud, kind-hearted, and increasingly frustrated, begins to reach his breaking point. How much longer will he allow Steffy to control his family, home, and life? And with Jacqueline McInnes preparing for maternity leave, the writers are clearly laying the groundwork for Steffy's departure, perhaps via a marital separation, or an impulsive trip to Europe with the kids to clear her head. This opens the door wide for a Finn-Luna storyline to flourish, not romantically, but emotionally, as a father and daughter attempt to rebuild what was stolen from them, outside the shadow of Steffy's control. And through it all, the core question persists. Is Steffy a protector, or a control freak? Fans are divided. Some see her as strong, decisive, unwilling to let outside forces hurt her family again. Others see a woman so obsessed with control that she alienates everyone around her, even the man who once adored her unconditionally. If she continues down this path, a rupture in Shin is not just possible, it's inevitable. So as the threads of this complex tapestry pull tighter, the audience is left breathless. Daphne rises quiet but bold, seizing the emotional space Hope abandoned. Hope, trying to do the right thing, may once again find herself too late. Carter, torn between love and respect, starts to realize that maybe he needs peace more than passion. Steffy and Hope, locked in a truce that could turn cold at any moment, walk a narrow line between reconciliation and relapse. And Finn, the once silent pillar, is beginning to tremble. Underneath it all, Liam's impending demise hangs large, casting long shadows over every choice, every tear, and every embrace. The next episode is about identity, power, forgiveness, and the difficult dance between holding on and letting go, not just who gets kissed or which line gets rewritten.